Okay. Good evening, learners. Myself, Runal Bukade, and Yogendra Narayan. We two are TAs for this course. Welcome to first live session for environmental geomechanics. And this course is offered by Professor D.N. Singh. And this course is very contemporary. Environmental geomechanics relates. It's an extended version of the course geomechanics or geotechnical engineering, where we are talking about, professor is talking about how the environment will behave. And with the soil mechanics, these both are integrated under different pressure condition, temperature condition, with contamination, pollution, how geomechanics subjects is changing and evolving day by day. So this has been discussed by professor in this course. So as the course progresses, you will be getting to know what the work has been done with by professor and his ex students. So that has been discussed in this course. So and I am working on the topic, coming to myself, working the topic of weatherization of dredge sediments and landfill mine soil like fractions. So here I am going dealing with a matrix or geomaterial which is having salts, contamination in the forms of organic and inorganic materials, organic matters, and mineral phases, and pore solution which is having different pH. So how this soil system is going to behave when is applied to thermal stresses, mechanical stresses, hydraulic stresses. So I am working on this topic.
Good afternoon, learners. Welcome to the first live session. So I am Yogendra Narayan. I'm my first year. I have completed my 1 year of PhD. So I am also a teaching assistant for this course. So environmental geomechanics essentially means, as Mrinal said, what will be the effect of environmental factors like pressure, temperature, contaminants, etc. on soil or any other geomaterials. And in this aspect, the basic concepts of geotechnical engineering will be applied to study the behavior of various geomaterials subjected to different pressure temperature conditions. So regarding my topic, I work in the area of multi-phase geomechanics, in which the system consists of soil or rock grains, water or liquid phase, and gas. So how the geomechanical behavior of this system will be under high pressure and temperature conditions, and this is associated with the CO2 storage in deep saline aquifers. So this is my broad theme of research. So you can contact me through the email address that is given in professor's website. So feel free to contact me at any time. If you have any doubts or if you need any clarifications. Thank you.
Hello, learner. Good afternoon. This is Singh. I have completed the first year of PhD. I am working on risk associated with geological carbon sequestration. So, as you know that every country is want to be, the concentration of the CO2 has been increased up to the 415 ppm. So, every country is to capture the CO2 and inject into the reservoir inside the earth. So my topic is to focus what are the risks associated with it, like when you inject the CO2, like the fault activation, dissolution of the reservoir. So if you are interested, you can mail me, and you can get the mail ID of everyone's on the professor website. And regarding this course is as my colleague Manal has already said, it is the follow of the course of the geotechnical engineering. So in this course, you will get to know that how the geomaterial behaves under the different conditions. When it is under some chemical aspect, how it is under the thermal aspect, how these factors change the geomaterial. So it is you must have gone through the starting of the lecture. So you must have understand the philosophy of this course. How it is mostly the philosophical course, but as the course progress, you will get to know the how the different application you can use in the research when you are coming to industry, or you if you want to make the career in academician, you will in this course will be very helpful. Thank you.
Good evening, learners. Welcome to this first live interactive session on environmental geomechanics. So, my name is Kamran Dari. I am a second-year research scholar at Prof. Singh, and my topic of research is carbon capture and mineralization in industrial byproducts. So basically, these industrial wastes are the anthropogenic geomaterials, which are the secondary byproducts produced by the industries. So we require some engineered containment systems to store them, because they cannot be directly utilized in the environment. What we are trying to do is we are trying to create circular economy on them, and we are trying to utilize these waste in other civil engineering purposes. Basically, this environmental geomechanics broader philosophy is we are using the principles of soil mechanics, geotechnical engineering, to solve the emerging issues which are happening in the environment. For example, the waste management, because of the rise of the population. You can see there's a you can see the growth of the waste that being produced by the population as well as industries. Then you talk about the carbon emissions, which needs to be needs to be reduced, and then also the other issues, for example, the forest fires, heat waves associated with the climate change, and then the valorization of these wastes. For example, municipal solid waste, its management, and then mining and valorization. And again, there are some other issues. For example, you have slope stability, or you have landslides because of these, which are directly or indirectly related to the climate aspects. So in this course, you'll be having a broad vision about these aspects, and you will be dealing them in scientific manner as taught by Professor Singh. So we were looking forward to your questions, and I hope you're enjoying this course.
Good evening, all. I'm Fakta Rashid. I'm a second-year PhD research scholar working with Professor Singh. Welcome to the live session for this course, that is Environmental Geomechanics. This, as explained by everyone, it is actually different from the conventional geotechnical engineering that you must have studied in your UG or PG courses, where the geotechnical engineering, that is the study of the geomaterial, is within certain frameworks or assumptions, or we talk about certain simplifications that are done so as to understand how material or geomaterial is interacting. Whereas if you go through this course, it is very unconventional. It talks about all the scenarios that you will be experiencing in the real life, where the rules or the assumptions that you have assumed in the geotechnical engineering courses will not be applied. So what will happen when your geomaterial is under the in situ conditions, or conditions which will be very different from the assumptions that you have changed or assumed? That is what will be discussed in this course. If you go through the course contents, you will see that this is basically just the interaction of the geomaterial or subsurface or the surfaces to the environment, how the material behaves and how environment changes because of the interaction that is happening. That will be discussed in this course. If we talk in these lines, so my topic or the research that I am working is on the geothermal energy and how it can be extracted from oil wells. In the same lines, if you see, it is actually the interaction that is happening with the fluid that is being used to extract the heat from a surface which is under high temperature and pressure. So how that foreign entity, that is the fluid, that gets interacted with the reservoir, which is having its porosity, permeability, its own properties, and how this fluid, which is having certain different properties, how they two interact and how much interaction occurs, how much heat can be extracted. That is what I am focusing on, and it comes under the realm of environmental geotechniques. If you go through this course, you'll be having a lot of questions that we are here to solve those. You have any questions, you can post to us. Our emails are on the website. You can interact with us on the chat box or the email that is available for the NPTEL. Or right now also you can have post those questions and we'll be here and we'll discuss about. Maybe.
Yeah, hello all. I am Singh. I have completed 3 years of my PhD and I am working on legalization of waste rubber for sustainable development. Here I am trying to replace sand and gravels using rubber aggregates. And my main focus area is to understand the micromechanisms associated with the aggregates when it is interacting with the chemical or thermal or mechanical stresses. So here, this course is like my topic is line with the course which currently like you are attending. Here, our main motive is to ask more questions as compared to directly finding out answers. So here, we try to question why something is happening and what will happen if these stresses are going to interact with the material and the TMC conditions will be generating. Under those conditions, whether we can establish something as compared to natural aggregates, or we have to modify the properties of the material. So, I'm aware that there are different students and faculty members are attending these lectures. So, hope that it will be helping you in your research work also. And if you are interested to know more about my topic, you are please send a mail to me or to Professor Singh, and we will get in touch with you. Thank you.
Okay, so I think this is the first time I'm speaking to you, interacting with all of you. I'm DN Singh, I'm professor at IIT Bombay Department of Civil Engineering. And you must have followed some lectures and you must have realized that I have given credit for developing this course to all my ex-researchers and my students who are extremely well placed now, and they did a lot of fundamental work. And that was the main cause of creation of this course, which is philosophy, engineering philosophy, which I say. So you must have realized from the topics which the present research group has discussed that sky is the limit. The type of topics which they are talking about, number one, are very, very contemporary. They are the need of the hour, starting from any national forum you take. These topics are being discussed either in the same form or a different form. Industries are talking about these issues. Government is talking about these issues. Municipal corporations are talking about these issues. Industries are talking about these issues. Common public is also aware of these issues. All right. So the question is that what is so great we are doing, or what is new that we are doing. So I've tried to explain all these things through this course, and I have also suggested you to keep a track of what's happening in the present day scenario, like news items. So make it a habit, apart from doing this course, please be aware of what's happening in your country, our country, and for that matter, the entire world. Because the entire humanity is under a big threat of sustenance. You must be realizing that how the extreme climatic conditions are prevailing all over the globe. And in our own country, the flooding, the rainfall, and so much of damage of property is happening. People are people are dying. So overall, the situation is very critical. So what initiatives we can take, how we can create a sort of awareness, and not only creating awareness is going to help, how to work upon these concepts to form a forum is very, very important. So when you are getting exposed to this course, please don't think that you are learning only. You have to practice it. And when I say you have to practice it, means you have to talk to everybody in your neighborhood, in your own home, workplace, wherever you are. Alright, you try to tell them that this is what an attempt is to realize what's happening, why it is happening, how it can be averted. All right, it's a big thing. So this is what my suggestion is. Follow the lectures, discuss more and more, and try to see all the contemporary topics on which the researchers are working. So with this, I'll stop the introduction here. And the first question has come from Dhruv Jagannath. What are the prerequisites for this course? I'm sure you must have followed the lecture introduction, but I have written the prerequisite for the course. You can have a relook at that. So the first prerequisite is that you should be very inquisitive. You should understand how to apply the concepts of science and technology in today's world. As far as theoretical courses are concerned, soil mechanics, foundation engineering, geotechnical engineering, rock mechanics, all these concepts you should be knowing. Apart from that, I'm sure you will realize very soon that this course is not confined by one or two subjects. It penetrates through a lot of subjects in SNT. And not only SNT, but in social sciences also, life sciences also. Fine. So, truly speaking, I can't define what should be the prerequisite. You should have good knowledge about the basic sciences. Okay. And if you are an engineering student, you should also know what your fellow colleagues are doing or students are doing in their branches, in their subject. From there, you can learn a lot. A good example is suppose your friends are from electronics. And one of the applications of electronics and environmental geomechanics would be sensing techniques. So we wanted to develop, the best possible sensors. And for doing so, you require people who can fabricate the sensing setups. This could be optical sensor, this could be chemical sensor, this could be biosensors, gas sensors. Immunology testing can be done by sensing, whatever comes to your mind. The idea is that with sampling also, there are several limitations. So if I am using sensing techniques, these might give me better results, faster results, and hence the problem in hand becomes easy to solve. So as such, I would say that there is no prerequisite. But at the same time, as I said, general knowledge of all the subjects of engineering, technology, including medicine, the way the doctors are treating the patient. So after some time, you will become a doctor and you will be treating the society, which is getting affected, let us say, because of contaminated water somebody has consumed. In agriculture, engineering, the same water is being used for irrigation purpose. What will happen? All these chemical species, microbial species, viral species which are present in this water might get, uptaken by the plants through roots. And then they might become part of the food chain. So water bodies are too contaminated. Those of you who are consuming the, I would say, weeds, seaweeds, or aquatic life, they're very careful because this is where they're harping. So this is basically a sensitization course. I hope you can understand. Anyone would like to add something to this?
So like now, earlier like the course had started like I think like maybe some lectures you have seen. So as the course will pick up, so you will be learning new like the gases, steams, what can be done to measure the material properties, and then what are the techniques which can be developed? Like there are many inbuilt like fabricated instruments, which will be discussing through of them. So like by learning those things, you can get an idea like what new can be done in the society, and if something is not available, then how you can proceed your research. So with the because in the course we will be learning new methods. So like getting my suggestion that you follow the course and you can interact with us, you try to contact us, and then solely we will like you.
Anybody else?
As far as the prerequisites are concerned, then the basic knowledge of the sciences that you have in your 11th and 12th about physics, chemistry, and maths, that should be strong and you should be well versed with whatever Geotech 1 and 2 you have studied. So that should be sufficient. So this course is actually very interdisciplinary. A lot of people go through this course, and basic knowledge of science that would be sufficient for this.
Yeah, I also think that it requires an interdisciplinary approach because like there are a lot of concepts from physics, chemistry, biology, which are interdependent. Because since we're talking about environment is composed of all these entities. So we should have an understanding about, basic understanding about all the aspects in order to understand this course properly.
My all colleagues have already covered what are the prerequisites. Depending upon your requirements, this course is already, Dr. has said, it interdisciplinary course. So, depending upon your requirement, you can go through the lecture. After that, coming of the lecture, you will see the different characterization schemes will come. So, if you are in the research field or if you are having the different background, then it will be helpful for you. That's it for now.
Okay.
Apart from most of the prerequisites were covered by my fellow research scholars. So one point I would like to add is some basic knowledge of engineering geology is also required. So in order to understand the geomaterials, so its nature of formation and what it is, it, it, it is basic for us to understand what type of material we are dealing. So this mostly this course will be little aligned to soil mechanics, but applying various techniques from other sciences and engineering branches to soil mechanics. So its structure is like that.
And apart from what my colleagues have mentioned, like this course mostly deals with socio-economic, political, and geo issues of the society, of the societies. What Professor had discussed here, because now engineering is not only the thing which is getting affected or which is the main theme of any development. How social, economic, and political interferences will be prevailing the engineering applications. It is also one of the topics which has been covered in the subject. So, like, it will be very helpful for you guys. Like, you should be updated with what is happening, and you should try to correlate what are the things what is happening in and around you. Right?
Okay. So that's it about the answer to your question, Dhruv. Any other question? Any other question? That's it. Okay then, thank you very much. Keep on following the lectures and keep on communicating with us. And use these social media, emails. You can write your questions, share with us. We'll try to answer. The whole idea of these interactive sessions is that from your questions we will learn. But unfortunately, there are no questions. So we are being deprived of learning. So it's not a very good sign. At least introduce yourself and so that we can follow what are your requirements and how we can fulfill those requirements in terms of your professional activities. Anyway, so keep sending your questions. Thank you. All the best. Bye bye.